Good morning, ladies. Happy Tuesday. I want to take some time to talk to you about host coaching. This is an audio that is actually our on the website. I've told you many times you can go to training audios and you can listen to all of these audios, and they really are amazing. But I did this one. I listened to this one. I was walking, I listened to it. I went to the hairdressers, I listened to it, and I listened to it again. And the best way for me, of course, is to write it down. So I have a few pages of notes here that I'm going to go over with you. But host coaching is the most important part of your business once you get some parties. Host coaching is holding your host hand throughout the whole party. You want to focus on host coaching, and we're going to focus on the host coaching and the secret sauce to a healthy party, a successful party, and a healthy business. So if you do not host coach, you're leaving your show up to chance. Host coaching is where you earn your paycheck, and the party is where you pick it up. So for example, how many of you are saying to a host, oh, when your show hits $200, hello, you are setting yourself up right then and there for failure. You're setting your host up for failure. So here's the thing. If they have a $200 party, are you excited to say to them, oh my gosh, you've earned $20 free. What would you like? I don't think so. What's $20? I mean, it's not even a food chopper. So if they do a $200 party, they get $20 free, one half price item, and a 60% off. Again, you're setting yourself up for failure. However, if you let your hostess know, oh my gosh, my average show is $650, and if you do a $650 party, you're going to get $115 free. Wouldn't you love to have $115 free product and three half price items and a 60% off? Hello, what a difference. And here's the difference, okay? If you have a $200 party, you're making $40 in commission. If you have a $650 party, you're making $130 in commission, okay? If you do 4 parties a month at $200, you're making $80. If you do 4 parties a month at $650, you're making $624. But hang on just a second. If you do that in a year at $20, at $200, you're going to make $2,112 a year in commission. However, if you host coach to $650, you're going to make $7,488 a year. Who doesn't want to make $5,000 more? What could you do with that $5,000? Okay. So here's the secret sauces, the secret sauce to host coaching. We want host coaching, an excited host, an organized consultant. I have to work on that, I admit. A host packet, and a bunch of heaping guests and outside orders, and that makes a great party. There is our secret sauce to a great party. So the more excited the host is, the more excited the guests will be. So you should focus on what she wants for free. So the best way to do that is, here's the thing. How many of you guys go to PC University? And again, I will admit I don't spend as much time there as I should. I have been spending a little bit more time lately on learning Pinterest and Instagram, but our PC University is amazing. So you can go and get great words right in PC University. You can go to PC University and host coaching, and it's like host coaching 101. And everything you need is right there. So here, for example, hi, Debbie. It's Kathy Delphonse with Pampered Chef. I'm your consultant, and it's now a good time to chat. Great. This is going to be such a great party for you and all your friends. I can't wait. Now tell me, what products can you see that you need in your kitchen? I'd like to help you earn all of those for free. I want you to make a list of them and hold back. Don't be afraid. Make a big list. Bigger the better. We like big. We have amazing host reward plan, and our host never pays full price for products. My goal is to help you maximize your rewards and, of course, make sure all of your guests have a great time. I'm so excited to have this party with you. Okay, so the very first thing you want to do is have your host set up her wish list. To have a great party and get everything on your list, you tell her that she wants to get 15 guests there, which means you have to invite at least 40. Now, I know that oftentimes people say, I don't know 40 friends. So that's when you give them the list of 40. And I'll find that and I'll put it out there in our files, okay? Because it really is easy to come up with 40 names, and you're going to help her brainstorm in order to do that. Be sure to include all your friends who don't live here and can't make it in person, because they can too shop online, and that counts toward your total. We use a simple 3-step invitation to ensure the best possible party, which involves sending a save the date. How many of you folks are telling your customers, your host, to send a save the date? Okay, an official invitation that always follows in the mail or handed them out to them, and a reminder email. So if you send the save the date email, then it says I can handle the official invites and reminder email, because you can get that on the website. Okay, and if you want her to, she can send you the guest list. This is all whatever you feel that you want to do. If she wants to take care of it all herself, that's okay. But it's important to get that save the date. If she puts it on her show, then you can see who's been invited, and you can contact them. You can message them. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do. So the one last thing is that not everyone who is invited to your party is going to be able to come. That's normal. It's very normal to get the no's first. And it's important that you tell your hostesses that, because they panic and they think, oh my God, nobody's going to show up. I can't do a party. People who know they can't make it will say no first. Those who have to think about it hold off a little bit longer. So that's perfectly normal. And then, of course, you want to say to them, geez, I'm really sorry you can't make it, but can I get you a catalog? You can still place an order, or here is the link to my party. Okay, I'll send you a follow-up email with all the details. So the next thing you want to do is a host packet. You want, in the host packet, okay, it's the party planning folder, which you can get, right? You can either order them, or you can actually print them off on our website. 2 to 3 catalogs, 2 to 3 order forms. If they can copy it, then just do one, and they can always copy the rest. You want to make sure that you have your show URL. You want to put your show URL on the host packet. Let's see, I have one up here. Okay, so it's one of these. Okay, so here is your show date and your show time and the party URL. So you want to make sure that you put that there. You also want to put in 5 mini catalogs with the show URL, because if somebody cannot make it, and your hostess always has those 5 mini catalogs in her pocketbook, she can hand them out. The host special and the guest special. You want to put postcards in if it is a cooking party. You want to put the kit credit in. Do we all know what the kit credit is? You can find that on our website. It's very easy. If you can't find it, let me know. And always, always taste the good life. You always want to make sure. I'm looking to see if I have one. Of course I have one. Well, I have the Life Tastes Great. So you want to have the Taste the Good Life, and you want to make sure that you put that in there. Okay? And you want to give it to every single host. It's just an ingredient. It's not the whole party. Doesn't mean if you give them this host packet that boom, it's going to be a successful party. There's so much more to it than that. Host coaching starts the very minute you book the party. You want to make sure that you have the hostess's name, her address, her email, and her phone number. If it's a virtual party, right then and there, go on Facebook and friend her. How many times have you tried to find John Smith on Facebook? Yeah, okay, 3,000 John Smiths? You ask them what the best way is to communicate, and you want to let them know that you want to speak to them. You know, the phone is my friend. You want to speak to them at least one time before the party. After that, if email is best for them, if text is best for them, if personal message is best for them, that's fine. But you do want that one initial phone call. That one phone call is really and truly going to make your party. Hang on. So then you say to them, because you want to build a relationship. I talked about this on Facebook yesterday. The most important part of our business is to build relationships. It's not that she's just a hostess. You want to talk to her. You want to get to know her. And you want to build that relationship. So then you say to her, well, if I cannot get a hold of you by phone call, what is the best way to get you at that point? So if you have a party that's 4 weeks out, so your first contact is 4 weeks out, and you want to, again, give them the host packet with all the details. okay? If you know what they want on their wish list, it can help you help them get a better discount. So their wish list is important. That's the very first step that they want to do. Wish list first, and then the guest list, okay? You want to let them know they can invite friends from far away. We talked about that. If you invite 40, 15 will show up. This is a numbers game. If you invite 40 people are not going to show up. So you want to send out the save the date, the official postcard, and the reminder text before the show, okay? I already talked about you'll get the no responses first. Hang on, I'm reading my notes. Even now, if this is a virtual party, you still want to have that one phone call. It's not just all done online. It's not done all on Facebook. You really want to get to know your hostess. That's the most important thing. So you tell her to invite 250 people because the goal is to have 30 to 40 hit going, because only 15 of those 30 or 40 will place orders. And if you want to get a $1,000 party, you need to have 15 orders. The important thing is, ladies, we should be coaching each and every one of our hostesses to reach $1,000 parties. How would you feel about a $1,000 party? Let's see, what are you going to make on $1,000? At least $215, maybe $240 in commission. And if it's all online, how super cool is that? Wouldn't you like to have that $240 extra in your bank every week, every month? Okay, now, to avoid cancellations, how many of you have cancellations? I get cancellations just like everybody else does, and it can be very frustrating. And I honestly firmly believe that a lot of it is my own fault, because I book a party a month out. And, well, for example, I booked a party for the end of this month in August. I just contacted her 3 days ago. What the heck is wrong with me? That is so wrong on my part, okay? That will never happen again. So it's very important at the day that you book the party, the very next day, here's what you do. I want you to send them a text, and I want that text to say, are you ready? Are you listening? Oh my gosh, thanks for scheduling your cooking class with me. I reserved October 24th for you. I only schedule 10 shows a month, so it's really important to me that I fill every date. Please confirm your date with me. Did you get that? Let me do it again. Oh my gosh, thanks for scheduling your cooking class with me. I reserved October 26th for you. I only schedule about 10 shows a month. So it's very important to me that I fill every date. Please confirm your date with me. This is you're going to get a confirmed date. Your hostess is going to know that you're involved and that it means a lot to you. And hopefully they will never cancel. You really, when you do that, you'll get very few cancellations, okay? So let's talk about things that we want to stop and things that we want to start. The very first thing you want to stop is when you say, when your party gets to $200. Oh my God. Stop that. Stop doing that. Stop. You're setting yourself up for failure. What you want to start doing is saying, when your party reaches $1,000, you're going to earn $215 free, 4 half price items, and a 60% off item. Wouldn't you love to do that? Okay. What is your preferred method of communication? You want to stay connected with your host all the time, even if it's just a little text message, a little PM message. Hi, this is Kathy. How's your party going? How's your invitation list going? Do you need some help in who maybe you want to invite? Okay, so a party is kind of like a cake. Okay, if it's a month out, we can use the regular convention oven. Let it bake a little bit at 250. Take your time, get that first phone call, and then you can message or text or whatever. But you want to stay connected. That's really important. If you're 2 weeks out, well, then you go to the convection oven. You do it, kick it up just a little bit more. Those emails all those texts, all those phone calls come closer together. And last but not least, if it's a virtual party, then you're going to use the microwave. Okay? So let's talk about orders. How do our guests get orders? Wouldn't you love it if you would drive into a party and before that party started, the hostess already had $200? Wouldn't that be super cool? Oh yeah, I think so. I love those kind of parties. I actually offer $20 in free product if the hostess does get $200 in outside orders before the party, because honestly, if I put that $20 in under the hostess, if her party is $800 and she gets $20 free, then she's going to get, I think, 25% off of that 20, plus you're making commission on that 20. So it's really going to cost you a very minimum, maybe $8, $10, something like that. And isn't it worth it to have an $800 show? Okay, so the way that you do it is the 5-15-5. Many of you who've been with Pampered Chef for a while have heard this. It's 5 orders before the show, 15 orders at the party, and 5 orders after. Quite frankly, you probably will get to $1,000 if you have 15 orders, but it always helps to have a little bit extra, okay? So you want to make sure that you coach them to invite everybody, not just their closest friends. I mean, so many people have just, you look at their invite and all of a sudden they've got 30 people. Trust me when I tell you 30 people is not even going to give you a $200 party. You want to make sure they invite everybody, okay? Make it easy for her to order. Give her the URL link. When you text her from the show, and I'm going to share the screen just for a minute because for those of you who are new to Pampered Chef, I want you to see this. Let's go to Consultants Corner. Let's go to my show and order. Here's my shows and orders. Okay. Now, so we're going to pull up a party. Here is Cameron's party. We're going to click on that and wait a minute, my face is in the way. We're going to email the hostess. Okay. So this is in our, it's awesome. It's right here that you should be emailing every one of your hostess this email. Now it's going to change if it's a virtual party, if it's a cooking party, you can change this however you want to. For example, I will take this out because I don't send out the little invitation. So I usually take that out. And I take this out also because I always buy the ingredients. So I take that out. Now you'll see that I have not sent this because believe it or not, Karen does not have email. But at this point, you want to add the URL in here. And I'm going to show you where you're going to get the URL. If you go to the show page, okay, and you scroll down, and you guys should be doing this on every single one. Here's your URL at the bottom. So you want to go ahead, and I change it, and I would make it Karen, I can never remember her last name. Damron. Karen, Damron. And you have to confirm it. It took me a couple of shows to realize that. So now your URL is saved and you can copy that. You can go back over here to the email host, okay, before the party, and just for example, cut all this out and go ahead and copy paste. There's her URL, okay? And if you send the email, you hit send email, okay? And it shows you, if you scroll down below, that that email has been sent. You should be doing this to every one of your hostesses, okay? So again, go to the show page, change the URL to make it easy for them, and email the host. And you can also have your host set up her wish list here. I'm going to stop sharing because I want to go back to a full screen. Okay. So that URL wants to go absolutely everywhere, okay? You want to tell her to invite out-of-town guests. You want to encourage her to personal message the URL to her guests. That makes it easier for them to order, okay? So you're working with your guests to make more is better. You give your host the reminder phone call. And here's what I'm doing. I have this party tomorrow night. Karen is an older woman, so she's sometimes a little bit difficult to deal with. She doesn't have an email. She just got voicemail on her phone, so I couldn't even leave messages before. So she's definitely an exception. But I'm going to call her up tonight, and I'm going to say, hi, Karen, super excited about your party tomorrow night. I know you're going to be making reminder phone calls. I have a thought. Would you ask all your guests to bring a banana? What? Why are they bringing a banana? It's a surprise. They need to bring a banana. You don't have to make it a banana. You can make it an ugly spoon. They can do an ugly spoon contest. They can bring their oldest scraper, whatever. But that way, she's going to call her guests and let her guests know that something is going on at the party, and this is what they have to bring. Okay, so it's just a reminder phone call. And so let's talk for a minute about cookies. There's a difference between inviting and informing. If I walked into our team meeting and I said to everybody, I just made chocolate chip cookies. Can you smell them? Aren't they fabulous? Don't you love the way my chocolate chip cookies smell? They're so good. And I walk back out and I give them to the grandchildren. That's just inviting you to check out the chocolate chip cookies. However, if I walked into the room and I said, oh my gosh, look at these chocolate chip cookies. Stephanie, would you like one? Margot, would you like one? Joanne, would you like one? I'm then informing you about the chocolate chip cookies, not just inviting you to look at them. So the difference is we want to make sure that you don't just have your hostess invite. We want them to inform them more about the party, what it's like, what's going to happen with it. That's really important. The next thing we're going to talk about is a cake. We've had our cookies. Okay, so the cake, our party is like a cake. It has layers. Okay, kind of like an onion, but I'll go with the cake because Jack doesn't like onions. Okay, layering your invitations will increase your attendance. If you post an invitation with a follow-up text or a personal message, then you're going to get a better response. Now on PC University, once again, PC University, there is a monthly coaching form. You can print that off. I will look that up and check it out and print it, but you guys can print it. It's in PC University. You can find it as easily as I can. Actually, quite frankly, you're probably able to find it better than I can because we all know this brain is not real technical. But it will remind you how to help your hostess. You should have one of those for every one of your hostesses so that you can remind them, okay? One other thing about virtual parties, your virtual party should always start on the same day. So for example, the virtual party that I've been calling and talking to you guys about, I'm going to start that on Sunday night. It's going to end on Friday. All right, so I'm going to set it up today. I will be inviting you today. But if you always start and stop on the same day, like some do, they do it on the 1st and the 15th. I personally like to go from Sunday to Saturday. So that for me is how I will always do it. That's your choice. But if you always do it on the same day, you don't get confused and have a bunch of parties going on at different days. And oh my God, what did I post to today? What did I forget? What didn't I do? I mean, maybe you guys don't do that, but you all know that I do. Okay. And how to build relationships with your host. Okay, so we've had a cake. We've had cookies, okay? Now we're going to have a pot of soup, okay? When you have a pot of soup, you have to watch it, you have to stir it, and you have to add some ingredients to it to make it just right. Give her a show that is full of flavor, all right? When you're setting up, you might want to ask her, when you're setting up the show, you might want to talk to her a little bit about Pampered Chef. You might want to ask her what she wanted for free. Did you want the Rock Hot for free? Well, let me tell you, did you know that if you bought our, and what's the name of the kits? If you bought our deluxe kit or our ultimate kit, that the Everyday Rock Hot comes in that? How super cool is that? Did you also know that you can use $25 or $50 of your free product toward your kit? Okay, so that's just one way to talk to her. The next thing you want to talk to her when you're setting up, tell me about your friends that are coming. Is there anybody who has never been to Pampered Chef? Is there anyone who absolutely loves Pampered Chef? Do you have anybody come in that maybe would be looking for extra income? Or who do you think would be willing to book a party from you? So these are things you want to talk about before the show so that you get to know your hostess better and what the party is going to be like. So you're adding flavor to her party, okay? If you're having a virtual party, you want to personal message your host every day. I personally messaged mine last night and let her know that she needs to be posting to the show every day. And by the way, I gave her a little poster that said, what's your worst kitchen opening? Can you go ahead and post that? Because it's important that the guests see the hostess, not just you. You're just someone they don't know. They know their hostess, so that's really important. You want to give her suggestions that she can post, like what's your biggest kitchen headache? Give her things that she can copy and paste. And when you go to your party, I know I give a season's best, but this was a great idea she came up with. Take that season's best and put it in a cute little cellophane bag. You know you can get them anywhere. I mean, I get them from my girlfriend's house, okay? Put a payday in it and put a bow on it. If it's Halloween time, you can put a different candy in it, whatever. Just so it's a little different, a little pretty. Thank her for having a party, okay? At the end of the party, when the show is over, and I sometimes have difficulties with this because a lot of times my hostesses are talking to all of their friends, and so I really need to let them know before I leave that I would like to talk to them. Give them a catalog with a sticky note on them and say to them, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. Your party is at $459. But you know what? If you get that party to $600 or $700, this is what you can earn for free. And so who didn't come tonight that said they were going to come? Here, make sure you give them the URL. Do you need extra catalogs? Let's pick a date to close. That date should be 2 to 3 days out. You should not be keeping these parties open a week, 2 weeks. It shouldn't happen. We want to respect the people who came to the party and they want to get their product as soon as possible. Okay? And here's another thing. Let's initiate the dentist principle. How many of you folks, when you go for your teeth to be cleaned, I have to go on Friday, you make your next cleaning appointment right then and there? Well, I think most of us do, because I know that my hygienist is always bugging me to do it. So what I'd like you to do is say to your hostess, gosh, I had a great time. I know your friends really enjoyed it. Let's book your party for the next 6 months down the road, because, you can also get a half price item for booking the party from yourself. Okay? As long as it's before her, it's in 6 months. One last thing. Now, you all know I send thank you cards. So I send a thank you card, a handwritten thank you card, a handmade thank you card to every single hostess. So definitely send that. How many people have done Tupperware parties or jewelry parties or whatever parties, and do you get thank you notes from them? Not usually. I do know that Cindy is now starting to send out thank you notes. And for those of you who've done shows with Diane, the chocolate lady, she is sending out thank you notes. But most people do not. So this is where we are an exception. We want to send out a thank you note. And last but not least, this was a really cool idea that I had not heard. Happy Mail. 1 month after the show, you can send her maybe some mints and say, working with you was worth a mint. Thanks so much for hosting a party with me. Super easy, inexpensive, cute little idea, but it just lets them know that you've built a relationship and that you really appreciate them. So, that's it. That's my training on host coaching. I'd really appreciate if you guys would listen to this, and if you have one takeaway, can you please go ahead and post what that one takeaway is, one thing that you're going to do to change your host coaching. Because quite frankly, there's a huge difference between making having a $200 party, having a $1,000 party, between making $20 or $115 or $125, $135. What do you want to do? Wouldn't you love to go through Christmas, at all the holidays, pretty much debt-free, or at least not having a huge credit card bill? Honestly, what you do today will affect your business for the next 90 days. And if you don't have a strong fall, you're going to have a dead January. So let's work together. You'll hear more from me today about the mega party. And also, we're going to be doing some more training this afternoon on Pinterest. So have a great day, and thanks for listening.